I'll start the first game on that we're showing here. Trico versus Jokomito. Jokomito has some decent form in his league, as I would say, but really there's no way he's got enough standard to challenge Trico. Looking at a difference in the averages of just under 7. So Kamita's got some good results back in his native land, but really that's not going to be enough for surely against Trico, who's actually in quite decent form. You look at the Players' Championship 21, last 16, after Players' Championship last 32, then the last 32 Players' Championship 22, not much in Players' Championship 23 or 24. But then Players' Championship 25, he got to at least the last 32, and then since then he's got and after a few other results haven't been particularly a couple of great results. Then the test at 30, last 16, Glasgow qualified, got to final, and recently in Players' Championship finals, last 32, well, he had his win, though, against Gerwyn Price. Although I have to say that's not exactly as good as what it might have been recently, as Gerwyn Price clearly is not on great form. His averages actually are good, but I'll come to Gerwyn Price in a minute. His actual results aren't what you'd expect. Now, then, of course, they're going to lose because there's no way they're not going to. Duke Humphries will win, and there is absolutely no doubt of that. I see the averages here. This is number 3. He's actually top team in the world, simply. World number 1. Guy Anderson actually has average of this is the last 12 months since November. But I mean, yes, I think Luke Little and Luke Humphries are better than Gary Anderson. Not by much, but by enough. I was slightly surprised in the recent Players' Championship, but that was actually Little a favourite. I thought Humphries should have had the edge as a favourite, not overwhelmingly. And so that's his first game. So Trico should easily win. The French player had some good results in the old WFBDL system. Come across them well enough. But Humphries will get into the third round pretty easily. In the next set of games there, Nick Kenny or Stowe Bunce will take on one of my favourite players from the past, Wim van Barneveld. I find it a little more difficult to be a fan of Barney these days, as I feel the head shaking often gets talked about. It's a bit too much. Sometimes it just seems to fall away. I remember him playing with Edwin Lewis 3 years ago, like World Championship, when he came back, hit a 170, and was very model was showing peacockery of Barney. I mean, he just fell apart, frankly. He got narrowly with Lewis, who was nowhere near a player he'd been in the past as well, and he was obviously on the downgrade. Well, that's partly because of health issues affecting Lewis's family. I'm not sure what Barney will turn up. Will even get through the third round? I'm not sure. He's got the averages to show he should do. Kenny or Bunt aren't the greatest players in the world. But looking at his recent major form, the only one he's done anything in is 2 years ago, Grand Slam got to quarterfinals. He's done nothing much for quite a few years there. He won a Pro Tour, and he's got to only a quarterfinals of a Euro Tour. It's not the best form, frankly, and I certainly can't see him beating Humphries at all. I think whoever gets to that part will lose to Humphries to start off with. So Barney, I hope he plays well, but I'm not absolutely convinced of him at the minute, and I'm not sure he will actually show his best form. Next, we see Jermaine Wattimena versus the Swiss player Stefan Belmont. I think the averages of Wattimena that's shown here, I think understate him. He's in really good form. He got to the Euro final against Richie Headhouse, brilliant in the Grand Slam before being rather annihilated by Luke Littler. Well, yeah, he wasn't the only player to have that happen to him. But he's certainly he's now a serious player again. He was a really good player, fell off a little bit, and was talking about slowing his throw down a machine gun there. And it seems to help him. I mean, he actually seems to have done some good there. And now who wins? And I assume it will be Wattimena, because I think the averages say he's comfortably in front. And I think that's a current form. I think he actually should be wide of that gap. In fact, I was going to play James Wade. Wade's never really liked this tournament. He had the one chance he should have got to final. He was 5-1 up against just about Adrian Lewis. Lewis, and there's a wind issue, which affected the flight. Wade said agreed to lose to off. Was that the right decision? It was the sporting decision. Was it the right decision? I don't know, because Lewis was wanting to be put off by it, not James Wade. But interesting, I can see here that his actual last tournament is actually below what Amina's. And I think it's not Wade's tournament. This he's had a decent results in it, but he's also had some poor results as well. And I actually think Watamina Mogo is favourite. I think he'll beat Belmont, and I think he'll go favourite against Wade, and he may get a bit further on as well. Certainly, depending who in the next round, depending who qualifies for this. Because Peter White, I just going to start with Peter White, is in no form whatsoever. I mean, he's had his major win last year, but last few years he's been in shocking form, and forms recently have been absolutely disastrous, frankly. And it's nowhere near the ability he's been showing. Got Plaisir, who has a motor. Plaisir, again, it's a 6 average, but different there. But Plaisir recently has been better than that, and so I'll be surprised championship. So I'm surprised if Plaisir should easily win that game, and I think he'll be. I mean, it's. If Peter White should have been any sort of form, he could win and beat Plaisir. But a minute, but Peter White we've seen recently would actually used to either of them, frankly. I mean, it's so bad. You would say Plaisir probably may have gone in his favour and probably deserved to do so. Next to Alan Suit against Kai Goddard, and their winner playing as Stephen Bunting. Suit, I've saw Suter play actually. The only time I've ever been to the World Championships was actually 2022. I saw the 4th round games. I wanted to actually get back home even the evening afterwards, so I went to an afternoon game, the latest afternoon set of games I could see, and he lost 4-1. I think it was to Gabriel Clemens. And I have to say, one of the things Suter took some of the heckling good spirit, and I think some of it, was Scott always getting battered. And then it was also doing a match. I was standing behind Scotland. I don't like that sort of thing. And I know it's not just it happened in England. I know it happens in Europe as well. It's too much. I think the peckling was some of the whistling as well. It's happened. Hit recently, Press Championship. There was some whistling, and it's not good. Suter's not quite where he was. He was pushing to top 32. He's not a full-time player. He's got other things to doing as well. And so he probably will win, but Bunting should beat either of them safely. He's had some great, he's winning major records since actually, well, because he's winning Masters isn't actually a major. Been a little ropey actually, and he's had a great record of Proto, just keeps losing the final. He has against 5, is it now? I think Proto 5 just can't win any of them. And so his form's not 100%. He'll be playing another Boulder I'll come to in a second. And interesting to see, it'll be a tough game to call, I think. Peak Bunting should win, but he's just been a little inconsistent. So now we have our next game down. Madras Razma versus Kristen Kiss, winner playing on Diamond Boulder. Razma was recently in top 32, and I didn't quite know why, and I'm still not quite sure why he was top 32 too, because you've never seen a player really who had showed that sort of form, and it slightly actually confused me. So thinking, well, is he better? And I think he is. I would have a look, and I don't quite know. There's a quick look. His Players Championship record this year. He's had a few quarterfinals, a semi-final. Is it a Euro Tour? He's had a semi. He's not played a lot. I don't quite know how. No, he's not 32 anymore. He's actually gone down the rankings. So, Christian Kist. I have to say, for a long time, I disappointed Christian Kist. He was brilliant in the when he suddenly came in from out of nothing, frankly, BDO. He was Bobby George coming up with a lipstick nickname because his mouth was opening. It was Kist, and of course, lipstick being the ball. And he just came from absolutely nowhere to win that tournament. It was absolutely fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic play. It was, I think it was 2012, I think. I'm just trying to have a quick little look up here at the when we had to, I think it was Harms. I have to admit, I haven't checked this. So I think it maybe was the Harms he beat first round. A brilliant performance. And oh no, I got that one. Where's Mister? It was somehow. Oh, Jan Decker. I knew he was a half decent player at the time, as Decker used to do well. And the first round, Decker hit 96.33 average and lost to Kiss 97.77. Then he beat Gert DeVos, Anna Norris, Ted Hankey, and then final played Tony O'Shea. But Kiss, I thought, well, he came across immediately that year, came across to the PDC, and he's done very, very little since then, frankly. He's done absolutely nothing for me. I think he's been a massive disappointment. He might get through against Rasmus, I don't know. It's not one I can easily call. Rasmus got a better average in the last 12 months. Both could do so. But Dylan Newbold, he's had his injury problems, his shoulder, and how much he spent. I mean, Stamsy was saying he's done a lot of money trying to sort that out. Position average of 21, probably a bit better than that, really, at the moment. He's a bit like something Barney can be, maybe Marvanovic. If it goes wrong for him. And he can just be a bit overly temperamental with people like Kim Hybrecht. I'm going to mention, and then someone else I'm going to talk about. I completely want my name now. Dal Gurney. I'd like to talk about a bit of Gurney here. I might talk about Gurney later on, but tell me about the minds a bit of Gurney. I was Gurney 2007, 2008 sort of period in BDO, and I had Gurney used to annoy me, not because of the way he's acting, but when he hits a treble 20 first start, he was a total first start merchant. He would hit 140, 180, and he didn't hit a treble 20 first start. He'd hardly ever hit a treble in his visit. It was like what Sid Waddell used to call a bag of nails. And Devon Bowden is just so erratic. He's great with 180s, and he still is. But I'm just not sure. But he's inconsistent. I think he'll get through it with more kissed. So that's right. Next game is going to be varies. Connor Scott in really good form. He should easily beat Men Rob. He's got 10% average, need to be averages, and Scott's looking better on that. He was really good in Players Championship. He was so close to actually getting into the actually top 64, and they would have kept. He's got his tour card. Challenge to I think it's a challenge system or the development system. The challenge system has already got a tour card. We nearly got one anyway. If he won that, it's found a game where he would actually gone to top 64, kept his money from that years. He now start from zero, unfortunately for him. But Damon Heta is not, just does not have a TV form. He never has. He's had a semi-final of the UK Open. And he's got some good results there, and he's beat Van Gogh on the TV. But he's still not got that TV form. And two people like Ian White are one of my favourite players. Just like Ian White, not say just a player. I just like Ian White. One of the players I'm a fan of. Heta just does not have that TV form. And I would not be surprised if Scott beat him, because he should beat Ben Robb easily. And Heta, I'm not sure. I am sceptical of him actually as a player. He should kick on at some point. But some people, also a great fan of personal level, just like Guy Wansil. And he's done exactly the same problem. He's just not got the full the majors. Moving on then, Luke Woodhouse against Lauren Largan. Lauren Largan's okay, but Woodhouse is good, a great one in the Euro finals. But Mike Decker should really. Mike Decker, though, even better form recently. Of course, major winner now. And Decker should beat. I mean, if Largan was somehow to win, Decker will win that one. I think Decker will beat Woodhouse. Not guaranteed one, but it will be a relatively close game. We look at the draw there. Back up to. So I think Humphries beats Barney. I think. Otomino, I think gets through and beats either Wade White and Peter White, and he gets even. I think he gets through, but he'll have problems. He'll probably be a little confused at some point. Bunting's having driven boat. I'm not sure. Bunting probably, and I'm not sure. And the Decker, I think, may have enough to beat whoever Heta, Scott, and unlikely to be Ben Robb. Woodhouse would be a threat as well, of course. But those are. That's in that section. Next section, we have Ryan Meikle taking Falancherik. You'd assume Meikle will win. Falancherik had those 2 wins back a few years back now against Ted Evans and Mensa Sulovic here. Hasn't done much since then. The booing, I think, may have died off a bit. I was once, as a year or two later, to play Steve Beaton, and I always fancy outsiders winning. So almost women tend to be outsiders against men. So I started supporting against Steve Beaton. But I think saying Wayne Martha on Twitter, or just to the game even, saying, how can you boo Steve Beaton? And it was so bad of Steve Beaton. I thought he supported Steve Beaton. As I thought it was so awful. I think, well, because a decent enough player, I think should beat Francois. Well, that's that. Luke Littler, he'll beat both of them. And there's no doubt, yeah. He just win. Unless something bizarre happens to Littler, he should easily win that one. Ian White against Sander Eric Sonsing. I have to say, no, I never heard of a guy before. That's not Ian White. The other guy he's playing. In the year, you have used 1,200, which is the second lowest actual 12-hour monthly average over qualifiers. I mean, Ian White, as I was saying, has a poor TV record. I like Ian White a lot as a person. I'm just a fan of him. I think he's a very funny guy. His TV record's never really been the best. He's got a quarterfinal quite a few years ago now in Worlds, so that's about it. And Richie Edhouse, I mean, I have to say, we started the year, I felt the major won. He said he was probably an unlikely person to win a major. I was astonished he won. Because I remember Rich Edhouse, I had no time for him, frankly. Last two World Championships in his first round game, he was 2-0 up. And he was a little arrogant when he was playing, he was 2-0 up, and then lost 3-2. Just completely collapsed. And he's completely changed now. His form has just got. What has happened? I do not understand. It's suddenly a completely different player, really, really top quality. That 92.60 and 39 averages, yeah, he's well ahead of that now. Definitely. So Ian White, please, God say Ian, please win a game. I think Ian White will win this. I just can't. He's on an easy draw. He can't win this. He goes, please go the seniors talk, frankly. He should win that. But I'd be pushing him beat Edhouse. I think Edhouse will totally go enough now. He's got his major wins. I mean, now he's showed he can win the major games. Then we have Ryan Joyce, Labanauskas. Ryan Joyce indeed good form. Labanauskas not played probably was. He was a bit better in the past. Just there was an odd thing about Ryan Joyce's game against the Humphreys. That's a Samson. Very perfunctory handshake. I don't know whether Joyce had. Someone put on Twitter. Oh, call it Twitter, not X. The copy article, the X. That he seems to have a bad attitude to losers. I don't know that. There's only one person making that comment, so maybe one, but it seemed a very perfunctory handshake. I don't think Joyce played well. And Humphreys didn't play great, and Joyce should have challenged him more than he did. But it was a very odd situation. Joyce will doubt me from Newcastle. Well, I spent most of my life in Newcastle. I've been in Jasmine since I was 6. Why I don't say where I am all the time. But Joyce definitely very much from North East. So it's a good form. Danny Noppet. One of the averages, major winner, although he was playing, that was UK a few years ago. It was an awful final. I mean, Michael Smith was just shocking in it. Noppet was poor. Smith was just worse. It was an awful final. Mid-80s sort of averages. It was a shocking performance, both bluntly. And Noppet's a good, steady player. Never always that excitable. Calm and flappable player. I think Joyce will beat Labanauskas. Noppet, but do enough against Joyce. It's not a guarantee. Joyce played quite well, so it's not a guarantee that he will, as long as he only has to hit double 16, maybe Joyce. So he should. So Noppet should win. I'm not guaranteeing. Sure about that one. Here, Mansur Sulovic against Matt Campbell. I'm surprised Sulovic managed to get to the world the team final, although after Austria had Belgium had a very easy run of it to a final. Lose to England. And Belgium, well, I don't know if I'm going to blame Hybrix here for Belgium, or it's pretty awful average from Belgium there. Matt Campbell's a good player on his day. It's a tough one to call that one. I'd say maybe. It's on his day. He had a great game. About Gerwin, no average losing. But hilarious. I think it was 167, whatever it was, checkout when Dan Gerwin thought he wouldn't get it. That was one of the great moments of darts, that was. Just absolutely hilarious. But Suva's not play was by any means. Campbell is good enough. It's a tight game between the two of them. We're playing one of my favourite players just because I like the guy, Ryan Searle. But his TV record isn't great. His record of his tournament isn't great. It's no guarantee Searle will win. I think he'll be too good for Sulovic. I suspect he'll be too good for Campbell. Interesting against Noppet. I don't know. I'd say Noppet might be fractional favourite in that one. Just go back, go back up the draw there. Littler beats Headhouse, I'm pretty certain of that. I can't really see anything else there. We go down to Scott Williams, Decker Springer. Scott Williams' average isn't the best here, but he's a TV player. He says he is. He's a bit excitable, sometimes a bit over the top, I have to say. A bit of it's a prancing pony, I don't know what you call it, preening or something. He's a bit over the top. He's not that bad, but he seems a nice guy, I think, off the hockey, but he can just be a little playing a bit to his camera. And he doesn't like a pro tour. He just doesn't, he wants the crowd. So he's underrated here, again, with the averages. He should pretty easily beat Nicholas Springer. I don't see happening. Rob Crossbow says he won more time. It's disappointing, really, because he thought we won this from nowhere. Frankly, it was an amateur a year earlier, but brilliantly. And it made sense, but it was like he might do a bit better than he has actually. But I think that period of darts with Taylor ending, Gordon Price not really taken off, Aspinall's not taken off, Michael Smith hadn't taken off. Peter, I don't think he won the title by that point. It was a bit of a time maybe when Anderson was maybe just done with slightly downgrade. It was a period maybe when it was it was opened up for some surprise winner there, and maybe that's why how Rob Cross won is because it was standard wasn't. There was a period where the standard was a little weaker. We have now Petrescu against Zhang Chenchuk. He should win. I was astonished to look at Petrescu. I thought there was no pushing of top 32 not long ago. So he's only 78 positionary averages. And I looked at it, and it's because he's actually his Pro Tour record is quite poor. His Euro Tour record is good. That's where his rating is coming from. And I'm not sure he can be a bit prickly with it, little they're falling out with. And I'm not sure. You just wonder, is the temperament there? Will Crag getting his back, maybe? And it's just, I'm not convinced with him. Totally, and I think he might just be that he doesn't play well in the UK. And I might not say well because of the crowd, because obviously Pro Tour's no crowd. But I'm not convinced absolutely Petrescu's I think he would get that game. Interesting, it's not the largest difference in averages actually. I guess I don't know much about Zhao Chen. I don't know much about Jean Van Veen. Jean Van Veen reminds me a bit of what happened to him last year. Reminds me of Luke Humphries, who had got the quarterfinals as a young player a few years back, and then next round lost to Paul Lim. And Paul Humphries was like 12, 14 to 1, something like that, which I seem to remember. And Jean Van Veen, it just didn't, just disappointed, I think. And he's had good form since then. I think that might just be a one-off. He had his youth final. We probably should have lost. The other guy had like 6-7 darts to win the match and just didn't take them. And Van Veen did. And I think the other guy was devastated afterwards. And I mean, because he would have been in the World Championship because of this. He's got, I think he's in a Grand Slam, I think. But no, next year with opponent. But he'd been really to for this tournament. If Van Veen was already in. And so it's sad for his opponent, but as Bobby George used to say, treble for show, double for dough, and he didn't hit, and his opponent didn't hit his doubles. So Van Veen, probably going to favourite. It should go in favourite. Petrescu averages certainly show that. I think he'll win. Well, I guess Rob Cross, I'm not sure. I would tell Rob Cross maybe his favourite, but it could be difficult. He's got a fascinating one battle in that coming up. A couple of guys, Cameron Menzies, Leonard Gates, and both are quite. Cameron Menzies he's another excitable. You know what you get with Cameron Menzies if he's upset or happy. He's not the most. I was thinking of maybe he's in play Jordan against Van Scherken first round, not hilarious as partner. But Menzies can be a bit erratic, too excitable, I think. But he's in, 12. His average is great, and his TV record hasn't been good. It's been proved now. Leonard Gates is an interesting, good player, of course, American. He's not really good enough, best of times. And then we're going to be Asp. And then Aspinall's injury problems is not the pro he was, and it's really interesting. We're saying Menzies is a Casper injury with Aspinall, the Pro Tour, actually beat Dobie. Dobie the 1 seed for that. Casper was 64 seed, did not in the Players' Championship. And he actually beat Dobie in the first round. But he's not the player he was. And I think Menzies could edge slightly into favouritism there. And then you've got one more match in this part. Martin Lutman, well, he should easily beat Nitin Kumar. Lutman is good for, he has his recent good results. Did well with Grand Slam. Gilding, I'm a massive person for just like Gilding. I love great he won the UK Open, but his form hasn't been great. He's not in his averages is quite poor actually, and he's going to be a threat. And I'm not sure who will win that game. Neither. It's going to be interesting about section there because it's a slightly weak section. In fact, you could even argue Cross could be slightly weak. City Van Veen, you're not sure, but which Van Veen will turn up? Will it be even problem from last year? And then you've got Menzies and Aspinall and probably Kumon Gilding. It could be it's not the strongest setup there. And Gilding's averages recently, I say, aren't for the have not been great. He's was pushing top 16 nearly, but he's not improved his UK Open certainly. So, and that's always one like with Darren Noppet won it. It's at least prestigious over majors because of its random sort of FA Cup draw type of event. And so Gilding, I think may well beat Gilding. I don't know. I hope Gilding wins, but I'm not convinced. So next section, Kevin Dewitt says Noah Lynn Van Leuven. I know there's controversy about Van Leuven. It doesn't bother me. I mean, I think Westby's apparently testing, Westby told us testing. I'm not bothered about. I wouldn't say her. No, Van Leuven qualifying. It doesn't bother me. The point is, they're not good. Whatever, they're not good enough. Dewitt, if he leads with a game, it's a mile large difference of the averages. There's booing apparently at the Grand Slam. I think it's about Van Leuven. I think that's just. I think Sky or PDC may have cut out, and she didn't know about it. I think it's just over the top, really. It's just what's the point in it? No, but the interesting thing is what happened to Michael Smith. Smith is in business averages. He's not even top 16 in the yearly averages. So that's the question. Yes, I must actually point out something, which before I forget, I have forgotten, of course. I should show it here. The averages do miss things off here because it's. You have England, Wales, Croatia, Scotland, for example, and other countries as well, but they're less relevant. In class darts rank Oracle in the rankings. I don't know why. It's a bit strange that I don't quite know why they've done that. So Smith's actually not, in fact, top 16. So Smith, in fact, I apologise there, is top 16 because England's 15. Even so, you told me after the World Championship, I'm ranking amongst everyone really for darts. You told me after Michael Smith had won the Grand Slam of Worlds, there's going to be a player who's going to dominate darts. Now, obviously, you didn't know about Luke Littler. We didn't. He was not on the scene. But a player who would win so much stuff, win the world title, do whatever has happened. Obviously, everyone said that's Michael Smith. It's got to be. Would not think it would be Luke Humphries. It's bitterly disappointing to see won the world title. It's absolutely astonishing, really. I don't know what's happened to him. My suspicion is, and I think it's this, what would seem to be the case is that the pressure of goes to find another winning, he finally won his final, then he won the world title. And in fact, it seems to be the pressure of holding that form. That, oh my God, I've now won this, I must defend them, or I must win something else. And what it is, Mark Edgar was talking, I'm a great fan of Edgar's YouTube channel. I thought for a while he could go outside the top 16, and I thought he was overstating it. Now, and I have to admit, I haven't done what I might want to do. I just remembered now. I was going to check the prize money in the dart rankings, what he needs to do to stay in the top 16, and I just have a little look here at the merits. It's 890. What's the prize money for the Worlds? Because he's losing $500,000. I would have said, is it? I think it's $500,000 going. And I have a long Wikipedia article. $500,000. Lord, he's going to deal with me. Yes, he's going to do better than more than I thought he had to do actually. So he'll go starting 390. He'll get some money, of course. 390. He's probably have to go to the fourth round to have any hope. Of course, there's players ahead of him who might lose some money, but looking at Smith, with $500,000, got a 390. Then he'll get, say, fourth round 35, 425. No, he wouldn't be enough. Fourth round, a minute, and obviously there's people ahead of him, Wade, Dobie, Anderson, Noppet, Asper, I'm far ahead of him. So obviously, but if he, depending if they get some results as well, a fourth final would not be enough. He would have to be at least a quarter final, and that may not count it either. 384.40. I think he's out top 16. I can't see him get to, because I don't think, in his current form, he won't get to the quarter final, probably. Yeah, I was thinking, yes, I was absolutely right, even more than I thought he was. It's just it gradually goes so much higher up and go further on in the World Championship, losing 500,000 and then having to defend it. It's going to be an absolute mess for him. He's actually average. He should be jealous of Leuven. I mean, he's got a good draw. Let's be honest, the group of 8 people here, I think it's a poor group of 8 seeds here in terms of current form against their rankings. I think it's a really poor one. He may be very lucky to get this draw. You've got Towski, Dobie, Rock, Clayton, Gurney, Price, Cullen. I mean, Rock is in decent. I mean, Dobie is. I don't think since he won Masters has not been in good form. Matejski is not playing was. Rock's been a bit disappointing. I'll come to in a minute. Clayton's not playing was. Gurney's decent enough. Price is all over the shop bluntly, and Cullen's in shocking form. So he maybe are very lucky to get. He might hold up, but may well actually keep his top 16 ranking because it's such a bloody awful group of part of the draw. We're getting the next part of the draw. Venstra against Toiler when they're playing with Tyson. Tyson, you say he's not playing was. He's struggling to stay in the top 32. Was easily a top 16 player, but he's probably the Eagle isn't in the form he used to be in. Venstra, sorry, it was easy to play with the PGOWF circuit, and didn't really seem like he was getting headway here. And I'm somehow happy heard it was lack of confidence actually, but he sounds some form. And I think if he plays for Tyson, I think he goes in the favourite actually. Not overwhelmingly, but I think he probably goes in the favourite. I think he should get through his first round game, and if you get the confidence fair, I think with Tyson just isn't quite good enough. Let's do Burton. I get as an emergency against Dobie. Burton probably favour. Dobie, dear him. After he's been in Masters, he's not. I was actually only two times into the Premier League, and he was beating Michael Smith. And it was too sure it was 7-5. I think it was 7-5. Sorry. It was a great evening to have Newcastle. Absolutely great evening there. To see Dobie win, but Dobie was it trying to think who blew up against last year. It was just an absolutely bizarre match. It was absolutely cruising. I'm not about to think it's World Cross. I think he was World Cross. For some reason I thought World Cross was December. Yes, it was. I'm pretty sure. I'm just trying to read things. Yeah, 4-0 up and lost 5-4. And that was a shocker from Dobie. He just completely collapsed. Oh, well, World Cross World Champion played well, of course, to put out the fire, but it's just an embarrassment leading 4-0, losing 5-4. And so the question really is Dobie going to be good? I mean, he's right. He doesn't have his full. He has the averages. He's just number 4. But he has separately with Bears Championship. It was a lucky Aspen in the first round, of course. 64. We lost that, and I'm just not sure Dobie's not playing once. And my view, I think he should get through. As interim playing Josh Rock. Rock's been a little disappointing in the last 2 years compared to what he was. He stormed on the scene. As Talker played brilliantly. I think he was just came from nowhere, with no one expecting him to play that well. And I think he's just had people had expectations of Rock, and he's done well enough. But he's maybe not quite done as well as people thought he would do. Sedlacek, Griffin were one of the qualifiers, and we 4 qualifiers. Rock should win this. It's going to be a deep call, tough call against Dobie. Either one could win that one. Mickey Mansell, I mean, as that against, I was stunned now what he was doing. I suppose say when he was close to sticking the scorecard actually, and suddenly saw some great form Grand Slam. He should be go-to when he's got John Clayton. I just heard a story of Mansell. I slightly misread it, but he'd been fined for not trying World Championships. He wasn't. He was trying for not trying. I think possibly through Drake. I'm not sure on a different tournament when we PDC a few years ago. But he's a recently really good form. Clayton's a nice enough guy, but he's not what he was, bluntly. I think his ranking currently is over. I've got to say it's a little flattering. He's what is it? 7? I see 7. Yep. I think it's slightly flattering rating. He's certainly more on the way down than the way up. Just trying to check something. Just trying to check something on Clayton. And maybe I was being kind or something. Let's have a look. Yeah, just checking his recent majors. He won the World Cup of Darts with going bicycles, and he's actually done one of the non-majors actually last year. Quarterfinal Masters, semi Premier League, and he got just through to 6th UK Open, quarterfinal World Grand Prix. But the rest of it's not as full form attempted right at the start of the year. But he's not the form he was showing you. It's not quite the form he was showing this year as previous years. I think 7 is a flattering ranking for Clayton. I think he might do enough against Mickey Man, so I'm very interesting when we're going to see the next matches against. We've got Gurney versus either Hempel or just a definite as well. So the one was a really good player a few years back, and he's shown no form the last few years, lost his door card, and has now come back again in the PDC qualifiers, and that rather surprised me actually. I was very surprised to see him actually get through. Hempel again did have some good results. I think I'm trying to think of what his previous results were. He got some good results, and then sort of lost his way a little bit. When he's come back, he looks like he's come back again. Yeah, took his champ record actually 3rd round, 2nd round, 3rd round. So it's actually decent. I'm trying to think he beat someone quite good in the world. I think I'm just trying to think who he might have beaten. Oh, Dandenberg, yes, I don't think who he beat. I knew he beat someone good. He beat 2022. He beat Vandenberg. So he's come back to some sort of form clearly here. Gurney's how dare Gurney. 2007, 2008. I said I had issues with Gurney being a first start merchant World Championships. I said it earlier in this video. And he told me he'd be world number 4 in PDC and a major winner. And I just thought, you're mad. I mean, again, it's like what course I was talking about. I think the period, there was a sort of transition period when some of the old guard was paying off and the younger players hadn't quite come through. So Gurney, I think, was flattering waiting for He's been playing some decent stuff recently, though. I'd probably have him slightly ahead of Clayton for play. I think he'll do enough to beat either Hempel or Deswan. I think Deswan has come. I mean, I just been off totally. I just shock you on the form, and now he's come back again slightly. But I don't. But I think he'll do enough here. Now this one's a bit of Kim Hybeck's Goin Price. Well, it turns which Goin Price turns up. Hybeck's gonna be brilliant and terrible. I was at the 2022 PTC World Championships, and for peak Hybeck's ridiculousness was he'd beaten Peter White, I think, in early in the tournament. I just checking through here. I think he'd believe 2022. Well, of course, now it seems I'm just quickly Wikipedia on this, and then suddenly find something. I can't find it. It's shocking. No, 22, 23, of course. 23 World Championships. Sorry, yes, I say 22. I watched it in December 22. 23 World Championships. I'm trying to double check something on this. I'm sure he beat Peter White, and then I just shocker against Dmitry Vandenberg. I was there, and I thought, he was actually he was so bad. It was almost embarrassing. The way he ended the match was just was actually so unprofessional. It was absolutely astonishing. So just checking the averages for those games. Yeah, Peter White beat 4-1, coming from 1-0 down. 91.5 average, just as I had of Peter White. And then he played the game on ice. So, as I'm doing, he wasn't embarrassed about 87 average against Dmitry Vandenberg's 95.5. But he won 3 legs. And what happened was, the end of the match, Hybeck's had never, it was 2 legs to 0 down as well as 3-0 down. And Vandenberg's come into the board to get the throw for match winning double. I think he may have had to get a single to double, so I don't think it's 3 doubles. I'm not quite remember what Vandenberg did. had left. But Van Tambrix hit. He was in with a chance of still winning the leg. Hit one, hit a triple 20, triple 20. So he's still in the leg. A chance. And for a blind third dart. And this is and he's trying to stay with World Championships. And Kim Hybeck's there's a petulance about the guy sometimes, and he threw a blind 180. So unprofessional. I know he's losing, but it was pathetic. I'm sorry, it sounds awful. Oh, someone person what's been pathetic. It was laughable. And he threw it and he hit the marker. Well, if he didn't hit the marker, but he hit nothing of any value with the third time. It was nowhere near the treble 20. And De Vandenberg actually missed from back winning double. So Kybricks is back again. It's still in the match. Had to come back and throw again. And he should have done is had the third dart, throw it, set it up, and if Vandenberg doesn't come back, I think he would have had 3 darts for double. Instead, he had 2 and missed both of them. And then Vandenberg came back with a match. But it was just appallingly petulant. It didn't matter if Cambridge hadn't played well. It was awfully petulant before it went to finish. It was, in fact, I have to say, it was embarrassing. So he played Keen Bones, decent enough player. Either of them, I have no idea who will win that one, frankly, because Hybeck, who plays well, could well win if he plays not, won't. And played Guerin Price, who was all over the place for a minute. His actually averages, you see, is actually good. I mean, it's top 6. But I was watching a recent darts because I slightly had more time than used to Chris Mason. I did never need to Mason talk because of his past, bluntly. I mean, nothing to do with darts at all. He was a bit arrogant player, but that was nothing to do with the issue about why I didn't like Mason at all. I just have a little more time for him because he seems to have managed to stay out of trouble for a number of years now. He was saying that Green Price doesn't like darts, and he basically wants to play rugby again. It's peers on me, perhaps. The problem there for Green Price, he wasn't. I mean, actually, he was a bad rugby player, but I mean, I don't think he was that good. I don't think he wasn't like international or something. Oh, so I'm trying to think what level he was at rugby. Check Wikipedia again. Obviously, it's bad you write this on Wikipedia. Yeah, didn't you cover for his first sort of players of just over 10 years ago? And he's when we what was it? Welsh Rugby Union Challenge Cup with him, scoring a try in the final. But he's not. But he's not. What is he now? He's 39. So he's not going to suddenly, be a high value rugby player. He's certainly not lot less money. Now, money's not everything, of course it's not. But you need a living, and he's going to have a lot more money in darts. He's having to dump his lifestyle down. He's got to get exhibitions, I suppose, in darts and other things. But maybe some sort of World Series type thing, even if he's not doing it all the time. He doesn't like the sport, then what's the point? Now, I know there's Bury and Green Price, and as I'm saying, I don't like some of the stuff that goes on about, attacking being Welsh, and it's not good. But he beats on himself as well, and he's too often his antics of the hockey and his comments. Off the hockey, he seems a decent person. I've seen some very funny interviews of him. And there's a hilarious comment he made during the COVID year. We had the fake crowd noises, and he joked that they should add some booze in for his fake crowd noises. It was just very funny. But he can be an arse as well. Gurney, as I know, has the same problem. Now Gurney's talking about him. But I saw after a few years, I was saying I didn't have time for Gurney particularly. But I saw a video of him off the hockey. He had a few drinks, mind you, but it's a video. It's hilariously funny. He's a really nice guy. It's just apparently just on the hockey. I think he's had an issue like Mervyn King. I think he just has issues on the hockey. Maybe he's just gets annoyed at the hockey. Gary Price for it just seems to attract controversy, and it's just if you don't like, I mean, for being ridiculous, I didn't say I was up. Sadly, I only didn't see a quarterfinal. I saw Clemens' win over. I was talking about Clemens beating Alan Suter, and of course, he beat Graham Price next round when Graham Price started pretending he was a DJ with his headphones. And I just don't know what's going on here. And then we got Wessel Nyman's going against Camera Coalition, and we're playing Joe Cullen. Now, look, he's betting, and this. Of these players in this group, Wessel Nyman is actually equal, say, the shortest price to Michael Smith. And there's a lot about Michael Smith. It's an awful, he's a weak group set up here, and he's no shorter than Wessel Nyman to qualify. Now, Nyman played brilliantly with Grand Slam without winning a game because everyone played brilliantly in that group, and he was just unlucky. He's top 6 in the averages. He's got chances there. Cameron Coalition, I have to admit, I don't know the guy, and there's not much we can say. And he's now playing a racehorse. When as a seed, that's a joke. He's something hilarious joke or something make about Joe Cullen. Ever remember Joe Cullen was a racehorse? He won the 2000 Champ Festival. Or seems to think, but Joe Cullen kept coming up with the coincidence here with the type of racehorse in terms of a really good darts player. And Cullen originally knew actually the darts player about this, but he's very funny impressions used to darts players. And may have to go back to that his current form. I see his pitching rankings. He's down 64. He just lost it totally. He's a really, really good player. One of the top players in the world. Was he Premier League champion? Finalist? I think he was Premier League champion. I'm trying to remember. One of my favourite players. He's disappearing off here. Joseph Sousa. I love Joseph Sousa, and he won of course the Grand Slam, but his form is Sousa just lost it globally, sadly. Hopefully there's place for a seniors tour for him. But he's just lost. He's rather lost the plot, unfortunately, in recent times. Just can't win a game. Well, no, not at any great level. Yeah, Cullen has just gone. I don't know what's happened to Cullen. I really don't. It was it's the Masters, sorry, one. I was just checking Wikipedia again. He was the final. I think it was the final. Premier League final with the Masters. And he did a couple of semi-finals last year, match play Grand Prix, but since then he's not. I mean, he's got final Grand Prix, but his form's not been great on the overall. And Nyman may well be favoured here. Well, his averages he certainly is. So look at the yearly averages. He's actually got. He's the best. He just Price got the best average over here, something. But Ram's well up there. So he could get through, and he's playing Cullen, Gonal's having a good Price. So Nyman can have a bit of a run here, despite not even being being a seed. So that's the final final section of the draw. James Howard, Jim Long. Howard probably wins it. Then you got Michael playing Van Gerwen. Van Gerwen should win. Van Gerwen, I always face even when it was so bad, brilliant Van Gerwen was 2016, 2017. I don't think he's underachieved. I'm someone who thinks one of Sullivan's underachieved with titles, despite championships in snooker. There's about winning 7 of them. Because I think he should have won about 10. It's just about peak. Sullivan. You often see Mick Price match where he had 1-for-7 just in 7 minutes, 47, whatever it was. Well, people forget it lost 13-12 the next round to Dan Morgan. Back in that World Championship back in the mid-90s. And Van Gerwen, Pete Van Gerwen for ridiculousness was when he was won a BDO Masters 2007, I think it was. Beat Mark Knight in the final. Went in a World Championship for BDO for a favourite and lost to Guy Robson in the first round. And he's always World Championships, not anything else. He's underachieved. And now he's not quite as good as he was in the Pro Tour as well, and everything else. So I think he'll win. He should be whole along. And frankly, he just should be beat next to people as well. And look here, Landman, Ian Lee, and Ben Dolan. Well, so I haven't said this. It says listed twice. You'll see the things. There's a bit of a cock up there from also Wazio Azumoto from Darts. Oh God, where he's going. But the listener played 2 times at the different combinations of their surnames. So I'm a little skeptical about their information because of that. Lamb was okay. I don't know Yinli at all. Dolan, he hovers around the top 30. I think he's struggling to hold on to it now. Yes, that's a good record from World Championships though. So it's not impossible he could get a one. It's not impossible if he turns up, he could do something against Van Gerwen, mind you. I think he should still win it, but Dolan can on his day have some good results, and I'm not writing off Dolan taking Van Gerwen. I think Owen should win it, though. Let's say De Graaf was recently in good form against Russia. Sweeting was actually the lowest, so the averages were lowest of any other player qualifying, so surely Graaf will win that one. Andy Anderson, Jack Edgar was talking about 3 or 4 years ago, something like that. Oh, but Anderson just ended the seniors tour and retiring. And I don't blame Edgar for doing that, because Anderson was just gone. He got the World Final against Glenn Price, but he hadn't just done nothing really, and suddenly stormed through. He has a 12-month average, he's the best of everyone. He has talked about the stamina maybe not quite being there for World Championship. I'm probably right. I think he may just have one match too many, so we say something long. Especially later on in the tournament, it becomes more difficult. He's got a tough draw here as well as just looking at the seeds. Certainly that group of 4 players, that's Van Gerwen and Ross Smith. And Ross Smith were you championship a couple of years ago. So we went back to form a bit recently. He was going backwards a little bit. Come back again. Jim Williams, former BDO finalist, lost to Wayne Warren. He turned off. I think he also never would have beat Peter White. I seem to remember. I'm trying to just double check that. November White section of my Wikipedia. I'm pretty sure Jim Williams beat Gerwyn Price. Not Gerwyn Price, Peter White, I mean. Yeah, well, last year, yeah. Well, say last year, it's the January 2024. He knocked out Peter White before losing to Barney. And another comment about him, he might lack confidence sometimes in his own game. He should get qualified. I suspect Wasn't good enough to beat Jim Williams, though. Dave Chisholm, one of the best players never to win a major, just cannot seem just to win that final. And he's had a few disappointing results recently when he shouldn't. I feel majors as well again. Rapid Ricky Evans against Gordon Matters. Ricky Evans, have you ever had a chance to see his match on YouTube a few years back now against Samuel Whitlock? It's an absolutely astonishing game. Whether Ricky Evans is benefit like to me was slightly slowing down, even though he's rapid Ricky Evans, I don't know. But he could turn Chisholm over. Evans was unfortunate a few years back, as 2 years in a row seeded 32 and back tackle Van Kerwin in the second round. It would have been 3rd round. Sorry, he got through. He got through. He's qualified, then had to play on Gerwyn twice, and of course lost. But Chisholm, I like Chisholm. That's a bloke. I like Chisholm. I hope he does well. Evans is a massive character. I don't know. Matters won't be qualified surely in that one. So either Evans or Chisholm, maybe Chisholm, but Evans at least. He's come back to a bit of form. His average is just outside of top 32. He's gone back quite a bit, actually, the averages. He's come back. He's recovered a bit now. So it's not impossible you could take Chisholm. Robert Owen, Donovan's decent. Clemens, it's going to be a tough one to call that, maybe. Clemens, he got the semi-final 2 years ago. Beat Suter 4 in the 4th round. And then beat malfunctioning Gerwyn Price in the quarters. I think it was the quarters. I'm pretty sure it must have been. And then, he's got a flattering world ranking because of it. He's not as, his big averages isn't too bad at 209, to be fair. Maybe it's not quite as bad as I think. But I don't think he's done enough to justify that. His position, I think he's supposed to say 32, I suspect. So Donovan, he's doing quite well by the chances. But Will O'Connor was playing one of the recent Pro Tour, but then fell away in one of it later in that tournament. Against Slevin Vandenberg, I mean, he won the UK Open. He seems to keep popping back up again. Seems like he's going backwards a bit, but he gets a win. Interesting, his average actually is quite poor. Look at 12 amateurs, surprisingly, for him. But when he beats something, he often seems to suffer majors, so he could stay. Got a semi last year. So I don't know, call that one. The average is actually kind of ahead of him, but I think maybe Vandenberg might be more likely. And then you've got Callan Woods against Romeo, so he Gravac. Apologise if I butchered that completely, even more than Amber Gilding used to butcher things. They're playing Martin Schindler. Callan Woods is falling apart. There's a joke he made a few years back now, that he was now the best player in the street when he'd overtaken Chris Dobie, his cousin. Surprisingly, my Wikipedia site, after about neither mentioning my cousins, which is great, because Callan Woods is Chris Dobie's cousin, there's no doubt of that. He'd afford to be mentioned, but it's not. But Callan Woods, and it's shocking after his hairstyle, and I'm talking, and my hairstyle's terrible, falls apart, but Callan Woods, God knows what that hairstyle is. He should win. But Mr. Romeo, he might have a chance here because Woods' form has just not been great at all. He's got no confidence. His average isn't awful at 41, position is 41. But Shindy, Wall has got his chances here. He should have beaten Humphries last year. I'm just trying to go back to find it was last year, and he was. I think he did his 4th match. I'm trying to remember against Humphries. I'm just trying to go back down to Schindler. This is where I found out got me one. Where is Shindy? Where are you? Where are you finding? Oh, no, he plays Scott Williams. Well, that's 3-2 up. Oh, right, what am I thinking of? No, that shows. Oh, no, when he lost against Scott Williams, just like being 3-2 up. No, so what? Sorry, no, right. Hey, that is strange. So definitely, I'm getting very confused. I probably am being old. Ah. Oh, it's Michael. Yes, now I remember what it was. It was Michael Smith. I was trying to work out what on earth. I was misremembering. Schindler in 2000, January 223 tournament was 3-1 up against Michael Smith. That's what I remember. Not against Humphreys. I knew it was, I thought he was beating a world champion, but it was 1-1. Yes, Smith, but he was 3-1 up against Smith, and rather fell, and Smith pulled it round to win 4-3. That's the one. No, sorry, Schindler. Yes, I thought it was strange. I thought I remembered Schindler from something. Yeah, so he had his chances 2 years ago and then lost against Michael Smith, and Smith was in real trouble against him actually. He should, but I can't see him not being candidates. In this group of 8, I say just go. Yeah, no, let's go first one. Van Gogh should, I expect, beats Dolan. Garrison was Smith tricky. Gay Hansen, I'm not sure. The Chisnell group of forwards, not in terms of forming, Chisnell he was got 73 years back. I was a brilliant woman from Van Gogh, but isn't too much consistent on TV. But I think he wins that section there ahead of Clemens and everyone else. And then Vandenberg, Schindler, I think those two get through to the final part, and I don't know. And then after that, I'm not sure. Looking at the tournament as a whole, I think Humphreys has got a decent draw. When it was next, it is sort of part of the top half of the top 8. The next 8 is difficult. With Bunting, Vandenberg, under Decker, and Heta, if Heta turns up in social form as well, that's a tough group. But with 3 good players there in good form overall, and Heta's there as well. The next group of 4 seeds, Little I think has to be surprised if he didn't win, or Noppert could be a threat more than anyone else. Next group of 4, tough, I think. What's with Van Veen? I'm not sure who wins that one potentially. Menzies could be a major threat actually. He's got same one Loopman even. But yeah, I was saying it's not the hardest group there. The next group of 4, people not in great form on the whole. I think Rock maybe just Rock actually. Michael Smith, Fatowski, Dobie, Rock. I'm Smith, Fatowski. I think are not. Obviously, don't want to be outsiders in that group. And then you got between Clayton, Gurney, Price, Cullen, everyone else. Nyman is there. He may have a chance here. Maybe his opportunity because if Kieran Price turns up, Kieran Price is a threat to the tournament. It's just is he going to turn up? That's the question. And which Kieran Price turns up? So we'll see. He might be undervalued for betting. I don't know. But yeah, really, just a few bets on a few outsiders. Then Van Gogh and Dolan, Anderson, Smith. That's a tough one. And Dolan's not right. No one Dolan off there. He's got good results for Championship. He's had some good results. Last year, he had a great time of it. He says, trying to remember who he played. But Dolan got quarters. I'm just trying to remember who I think one button there. Who Dolan got was played, but he was going Price and then someone else he beat. I'm just trying to double check who was the other person Dolan beat. Oh, he beat Guy out. Yeah, just checking. He started with Mickey Mansell, the second round, and then beat Gowan Price, and then Gary Anderson did brilliantly, and then just got hit by Luke Littler. And didn't play very Dolan that much. Littler was 15 and a half head of the averages. But Dolan, just okay, Anderson again. Don't like Dolan. No, he's not. No, Mr. Dolan. No, he's better than Gowan, of course. Dolan. Don't like Dolan off of that group, but Van Gogh and Anderson Smith. Ross Smith. That's a tough section of the draw. It really is. And then you've got Chisnell, Clemens, Vandenberg, Schindler. Clemens is a weak link, I think, in form. Vandenberg's average isn't great. I hope Chisnell does well. I mean, it's nice. I was hoping he just finally gets his teeth fully formed together. A number of years ago, lost to Adams. I think it was in the final of the BDO about 2010, say. So yeah, he so form of that to the end, I think, of the video.